There are many ways to accomplish a collage using lines and shapes. In this video, I'm going to show you some techniques that work well together to create a finished piece of art using multiple materials and art processes. For this project, we will be using watercolor paper. Watercolor paper works great for collage because it is absorbent and durable. Determine which side of the watercolor paper is the right side by feeling for its tooth. You should be able to tell this by its texture and visible ridges. This is the more absorbent side. Next, use masking tape to tape your edges. This will help to create a nice finished product. A little trick is to put the masking tape on a part of your clothing to take away a bit of the sticky, so when it comes time to take it off, the tape doesn't peel the paper. To begin this project, you will need a ruler and a permanent marker of some sort. Since we are working with lines and shapes, begin by making various line segments across your paper. Lines may extend from one side of the page to the other, or they may be broken lines. You can even make squiggly lines if you prefer. I just chose to use straight lines in this tutorial. Next, let's make some lines transform into shapes. I'm going to begin by making some organic or free-form shapes first. Then, using stencils, I will add some geometric shapes to my shape collage. You can use circles, squares, triangles, whatever geometric shape you prefer. We're going to be doing some masking next. You can use stickers or tape for this process. I chose to use stickers where their outline creates a geometric shape. Choose a few shapes that you like and place them intentionally on top of the shapes and lines that you've already drawn. We will be using watercolor paint next. You will need a cup with water, a large flat brush, and some watercolor paint for this. Dip the brush into the water and then into the watercolor paint, using the color of your choosing. Using more water will create a wash effect. For the next step, you will need to wait for your watercolor wash to dry. Once your paint is dry, using a toothbrush, dip the toothbrush in the water and then in the watercolor paint of your choosing. Use your thumb to pull the bristles back to release the paint in a splattering motion on your art. You can use as much or as little as you like. Something fun to do at this stage is to tap your paper on the table gently so you can get some water drips. Now it's time to peel off your masking material. Be gentle with this part so you don't accidentally peel off parts of the paper. Watercolor pencils are our next step. Choose some areas of your art that you would like to outline or accentuate with the watercolor pencil. You can use whatever color of pencil you like. Give these areas a good outline. Then, using water and a small round brush, paint around these areas using the water to manipulate the watercolor pencil. Using more water around the edges will create a blended look. Next, gather together some different papers that you might like to use for your art. I like to use decorative papers, old book pages, old magazines, and even discarded maps. For my art, I'm going to use this page from an old magazine. Using the stencils again, draw some shapes you would like to use to incorporate into your art on the paper of your choosing. You can cut out the inside or the outside of these shapes. I like to cut out that inside and use the negative space version of my chosen shapes. This can also be a good opportunity to incorporate the geometric shapes with organic shapes. Once you have some shapes cut out, decide where you would like them to go on your piece of art. Then, using a glue stick, glue them down. We will be using a charcoal pencil and a blender for our next step. Go along the outside or inside of your paper shapes with the charcoal pencil. Then, using the blender or your finger, gently smudge the charcoal pencil to give your piece of art more depth. Choose a silhouette or a drawing of an image that you like. For my art, I've chosen this image of a chicken because I really love chickens. Using masking tape, tape your image where you would like it to go on your art. Then use carbon paper for the transferring process. Carbon paper has two sides. One is darker and contains the carbon, so it feels a bit greasy. Make sure you put the dark, greasy side down in between your art and your image. Using a ballpoint pen, go over the outline of your image. The pressure of your pen will make the carbon transfer your image. Lastly, using a marker, fill in your silhouette. Now it's time to take off the masking tape border. Carefully peel your tape at an angle to help prevent the tape from tearing your paper.